Whenever the subject of jobs comes up, people are quick to remind me that there are lots of jobs out there. And they're right, there are lots of jobs out there. But I guess my question is, are these the kinds of jobs that offer a living wage, or are they the kinds of jobs where if you had 2 or 3 of them, you might be able to pay your bills? I suspect the latter. What's missing from any conversation about jobs these days is perspective. Now, I've been in the job market since the 1970s, and I have an entirely different concept of jobs than you do. So, why don't you let me tell you how things used to be, and then you can tell me how many of these jobs are available out there. For starters, when I entered the workforce in the 1970s, if you worked overtime, you got paid overtime. And there was nobody standing over your shoulder yelling at you, no overtime. If you worked it, you paid it. There were various ways that you could earn bonuses. For instance, there were performance bonuses that could be handed out at the discretion of your boss. The company would pay a quarterly bonus. There was a Christmas bonus every year, and the company offered something called profit sharing, where if the company made a profit, it would share some of those profits with its employees. There were people in our office who sometimes made as much as $20,000 a year in profit sharing. Obviously, you could start a 401k and the company would match the first 5%. You could deposit as much as 26% of your salary in this 401k. But in addition to the 401k, the company offered something called a pension. You probably don't even know what a pension is. Well, when you've worked for the company X number of years, the company will pay you a monthly payment when you retire. Free money until you die. The benefits were pretty good too. For instance, my health insurance, it was free. The company paid for it, and it included dental and vision. If you worked on your day off, or if you worked on a holiday, you got time and a half, and you got something called a comp day. Comp is short for compensatory, which means if you worked on the 4th of July, you made time and a half, and you got another day off down the road. We got paid for all the major holidays, whether you worked them or not. As for vacations, if you worked for the company 1 year, you got a week off. 2 years, you got 2 weeks off. After 5 years, you got 3 weeks off, and after 10 years, you got 4 weeks off. All paid. Every year we had a summer picnic. They would hand out prizes like TVs, stereos, that kind of thing. And every Christmas, we had a Christmas party. Free meal, for a while open bar, but then they stopped that. Now, you're probably thinking, wow, those union benefits are pretty good. Well, we weren't unionized. You might also be thinking, well, you must have been upper management. Nope, I was just some schlub in the office. I wasn't upper management. In fact, our company was on the low end of the salary and benefits. Most companies offered much better salaries and benefits. And I want to point out that despite the apparent extravagance of these offerings, these companies did really well. They made profits, they stayed in business, they lasted for many years. Why don't companies do that today? Well, I think the answer is pretty obvious. They're greedy. They don't care about their employees. They want maximum return for their shareholders. You and I do not matter to them. If we leave, they just hire someone else, probably at a lower salary. So, with this new perspective, let me ask you, all those jobs that are out there, are they the kinds of jobs that offer a living wage? Or are they the kinds of jobs where if you had 2 or 3 of them, maybe you could pay your bills? I think you know what the answer is.